And here we are on YouTube for another edition of Off the Hook Overtime. Emmanuel over here. Kyle, did you make it okay?
Yeah, I'm helping.
Okay. Yes, you keep saying that. And Gila and Rob, are you both here?
We are here.
We are.
Okay. Signal Land has made it. Alex, you too?
Yeah, I believe I am.
Okay, good. So we're ready to welcome the internet contingency, the YouTube people, to our discussion as well. Hopefully you listen to the show. If not, there's a lot you won't know because we've covered a lot of ground. And sometimes we refer back to that. So it's important that you listen to both shows. So good discussion. A lot of fun stories going on out there and dangerous times.
Absolutely. We are on YouTube. We sound good.
Well, and let the listeners be the judge of that.
From a fidelity perspective, we sound good.
Yeah, we're transmitting. That's all we know. But, I'm sorry if we seem a little flustered. We are a little flustered. We've been running around like crazy. Kyle, do you want to share what we have? Because, you can't see it because even though it's YouTube, we opt not to use the video part of YouTube. So you can see that Kyle is holding up the Hope 16 program that we just got today. Could you maybe smack it on the table? Yeah, see, that's nothing to kid around with. That's heavy. That will hurt.
Get with the program.
And we believe in a printed program because, hey, we're a printed magazine. We print. What was that?
That was I put my soda cup down. I apologize.
Are you trying to make a soda cup sound like a magazine or a publication? Because they're different.
That is true, but it was such a good resounding thunk that I was a little envious.
All right. Well, every year, what was that? What the hell was that? That was a terrible sound. Every year we, when we do a conference, we have a printed program. I don't know if anyone has printed programs from the really early ones. I don't. So if anyone has one, I'd like to see it. But certainly for the last dozen or so, we've got all the printed programs. And, people say, go digital. Well, we do go digital. In fact, we have an app. There's going to be an app. In fact, I'm going to get the details. It's out there somewhere. But that particular app is something that works in conjunction with the printed program. I see people at the conferences. They always are walking around with the booklets and referring to them because, you don't always want to have your phone out. And it's good to have something in your hand that you can just open without having to, connect to something. And we make it as easy as possible to figure out. So Hope is coming up, not this weekend, the weekend after that in Queens at St. John's University. Still time, not much time, but there's still time for you to get involved and to attend. All the details on hope.net. In fact, we have been hosting this scholarship program, which basically it means that you can send a student or somebody who otherwise could not afford to go to Hope to the conference so that they can experience it for themselves, something they might not ever be able to do otherwise. I don't want to say ever because I'm sure at some point they can, but right now they can't. And you can help make that possible. You can help them experience something which I presume you might have experienced at some point too, where you hang out for a weekend with a bunch of like-minded technical types or even non-technical types, people who just are curious about technology and freedom and democracy and all that, things we talk about at Hope conferences. And what better way to inspire a young mind or even an older mind with all kinds of alternative ways of thinking or finding solutions to things. You might be sponsoring the next. I don't want to say anybody because everybody I would say is somebody that would have been good at some point but did something evil. But this could be the first person to do something truly good and not do something evil. Has that ever happened before, Kyle?
I don't know. It says this is like a sub problem.
Well, I don't want to say something, because no matter who I say, someone's going to say, "Why you pick that person?"
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
They'll be torn apart just because you mentioned any one specific example. So, well, we're all examples. We're all learning. We're all
Steve Wozniak. Okay, everybody loves Steve Wozniak, so I'll say that.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy. So you could be the next, or you could sponsor the next Steve Wozniak. And think what that might mean to, now I can hardly wait to see all the mail we're going to get about all the evil things Steve Wozniak has done. No, he's done nothing evil, I don't think. Now I'm really going to get it, though. Okay, but the point is, you can be a part of that. All the info is on hope.net. We do need more people to attend in order for us to consider this conference a success and have another one next year, hopefully, and make this thing a regular event that I think we really need. I really believe that we need these conferences to keep us sane and to come up with better ways of doing things, invent new things. It's pretty incredible. Kyle, do you want to discuss the program at all, because you were instrumental in it.
Yeah. There's tons in here. I'm admiring it just in its entirety as a full completed thing. There's just so much to go through. Everything in here is very, very interesting.
Do you want to give away the color or keep that a secret?
Do you want to give away the color?
I don't mind. Why would I care? You can give away the color.
Well, we've been going through a fair number of pastel colors in the last few events, and
people have noticed that, Kyle. I mean, that's obvious.
It's been kind of obvious. If you've been to more than one of the recent Hope,
they know what we're doing. Yeah,
yeah. But we've gone through a lot of different colors, and this year we landed on pink.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was time.
Yeah, and it looks amazing. It really looks amazing. We went to the printer today, and wow, we were blown away. We backed out the door. That's how good it was.
I couldn't believe we made it. It was just an accomplishment.
It really was. Well, it always is an accomplishment, but it's great to see things just come together so smoothly. And that's true of we've been faced with so many hurdles this year. But I really see things coming together, and I see a spirit that is going to be a beautiful thing.
Well, and there was so much to put together.
Mm-hmm.
Like you just going through here. I'll just say there's the welcome. There is immediately a litany of different talks, alphabetized as normal. The grid is back. If you like that form, we've got that in the center, and some guidelines and references for the code, and talks are then continued on after that. Then shortly, once you get through that other half or more of the alphabet,
it's 40 pages. It's a 40-page guide to a conference.
You see, let's see, an ad for the wiki, and performances are listed. Those will be going in the little theater.
There's villages and workshops, all
are,
sorts of
are a full 4 other pages, 6, and then we have a listing of all the different resources, all the attractions there.
Oh, don't give everything away.
Yeah. I don't want to say everything, but lastly, the villages, and then our thank yous. So it is jam packed.
Now, I mentioned that we still have tickets available, and you can sponsor somebody. And tomorrow we're pretty much closing that door, so that we'll be able to match all the people who have asked to be sponsored with sponsors, people who have paid for tickets for somebody like them. But there is a third category of tickets for those of you who want to support the conference, who want to attend but can't be there in person. We have the virtual ticket that allows you to see all the talks and also interact with the speakers, other members of the audience. It's the next best thing to being there. Whose slogan was that? It was the phone company, wasn't it? Yeah, wasn't it AT&T, Bell System, the next best thing to being? Whatever. Point is, we're not the phone company. We're the Hope Conference, and it's going to be awesome. St. John's University next Friday, or actually a week from Friday, the 15th, 16th, and 17th of August. The latest we have ever done this. Boy, that's going to be something. In fact, the week after, that's when school starts again at St. John's. So we're literally the last ones in there for the summer. We're trying this. Maybe we don't do this next time. You let us know. Let us know what works and what doesn't. It's all a work in progress, but we need your support, your help. That's how we got this far. And by having a successful conference, we're able to continue doing things like have a successful magazine, be able to have discussions like we do on the radio. I mean, even though that happens no matter what, it's just, we're able to do so many things and talk about so many things. If they're going on, if they're happening, if people are engaged and enthusiastic, we need that so much. That's our lifeblood. Is just the enthusiasm and creativity.
Absolutely. And sorry, go ahead.
No, we want to hear something from the Signal people. You're so quiet.
Yeah, please join us.
Well, I think it's just it's fun that we're doing it this late in the year. I think if you want to get some like last bit of fun in before the school year starts for you, this is a cool way to do it. Also, I'm interested because we try different things. It's part of what we do. We try different things. We could try at different, we could have different lengths of time between them. We could try at different parts of the year. We could see what works, what doesn't, and keep what works. That's the hacker spirit. And, it's a hacker event. This is what we do.
Do you really need me to talk all the time? I'm typing something. People have a conversation. Come on.
Okay, we're going to talk about you. So what do you think about when Emmanuel does things like that?
I do want to take this opportunity to say hello to the 49. Well, it's probably a little less than 49 because at least a couple of us on the panel are here on YouTube right now. But we have 49 people on the stream right now. A lively chat as per usual. And just want to say hello to everyone and thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Also was mentioned here by our friend Tim in Connecticut that the Hope 2024 app on his Android phone has now updated and says Hope 16.
There you go. Yes. That's what I was going to mention. The Hope 16 app is available on the app on the Play Store.
That's great.
Right?
That's good to know, actually, because we were checking on that, and it is, I believe, the same developer of that scheduling app. So that is fantastic to hear. It's a great report. And that will have basically synchronization with the same printed program and everything that's on the website, as well as what is in the grid and so on in the printed program.
You guys really can't have a conversation unless I'm constantly butting in.
I do like that our friend Lou Raichu, who has remixed our program into dance tracks in the past, has suggested that somebody sample the slap of that Hope program on the desk. And Lou Raichu, I think if you had ideas for what to do with that, we would be interested to see yours.
It was pretty good.
Well, I have a suggestion here. I mean, overtime is supposed to be not necessarily for us to confabulate amongst each other, but to have discussions with the listeners. So perhaps it would be a good time for someone to read out that Vermont phone number.
Yeah,
Alex, what I'm trying to do is get the phone line forwarded so it can do just that. So maybe you could give me a break so I can actually type these stupid numbers and letters and symbols so I can make all these like companies happy and log in properly and forward the phone line so it doesn't, go to voicemail someplace. So yeah, I'm trying to work for you.
You would have been a terrible Boy Scout, Emmanuel.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
While we're waiting for that, I could give our listeners a little look behind the scenes. Our email address, oth@2600.com, has been public and out there and written in plain text on the web for ages and ages and ages. So as you can imagine, it gets a lot of spam. And the fact that it is the address associated with the podcast feed of Off the Hook means that it pulls in spam from people who just spam podcasts saying, let me be a guest on your podcast. Or, here, I have this guest. I'm an agency. I have this guest on your podcast. And it's always fun for me when I see these come in because they scrape the title of the program from what's on the feed. And since we have a feed that is the podcast version of Off the Hook, and it is entitled Off the Hook Low Bit Rate, we get emails saying, greetings, Off the Hook Low Bit Rate. Meet such and such, a seasoned criminal defense attorney, blah, 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 with experience who wants to be on your show. And it is just something... It is just something extra amusing to us when we see this. And, we can immediately tell that this is not somebody who is familiar with the program. People who call it a podcast, it is not, in fact, a podcast, though it's distributed that way. It's a radio show. People saying, oh, I love your podcast and the things you talk about, and you should have this guest. It is just entertaining. And for those like me who can be entertained by spam that comes in and is misdirected and misinformed and misapplied, that's the best kind of spam, is just the abject failures of the robots and the people who do this.
Spam fail is one of the best things, I think. And I get a kick out of it when people are like, greetings, off the hook. And now I have to say I have so much of the spam that comes to the show filtered so strongly I don't see a lot of it, which is kind of a bummer. But
there are also ones like my personal email address starts with Rob. It's Rob at my name. And so spam that just uses the username as the name comes in and says, Dear Rob. But the similar spam bots who send stuff to the OTH address, Dear Off. We have this thing we want to sell you. Dear Off.
I mean, that was my favorite character in Beetlejuice.
Yes.
That's the best way, though, to like give yourself a sense that something has been taken from a field that was inputted on a site. Just a little cue that you know where exactly that data came in. I had never thought of what you were talking about, the way it was the citation uses our own language in it. I think I was understanding that, or it brought me the same joy, but subconsciously.
Well, I strive to bring these things out into the open so they can be more fully enjoyed.
We have 50 people.
Oh, what a joy. Well, I could go on and on about all of this. I could read some of these descriptions.
You can. This would also be a good time.
Up for Go ahead.
I'm going to keep stepping on you, dude. This would also be a good time for those of us in our YouTube chat, if they have any questions or comments for us, to let us know those so we could directly address them while we are waiting to be able to take phone calls.
God, no, I'm sorry. What a pain in the ass Google has been. I think they're pissed off at the story we read. No, as we mentioned, we use Google Voice, and I was trying to just basically turn forwarding on. And it said, check your phone, and say that this is you, because we don't believe it's you, even though it's you every damn time you do this. And I checked my phone. There was nothing there, even though I was connected. So whatever. It didn't. And then I tried to send a message. It didn't do that. So I had to just keep trying until it finally worked. And now I'm at the stage where I can click a button and hopefully it works.
All right. I'm excited about this button.
I haven't clicked it yet. I'm going to wait. But you guys were going to talk to the chat. Go ahead, do that. I don't want to ruin.
We are talking to the chat. Someone in the chat just let us know that they just emailed us, but if we got to switch over and read email instead of the chat, like if you have something in the chat that you'd like to contribute, throw it in the chat. Also, let us all check it out.
I would like to suggest that for the folks in the chat, I'm just kind of curious. How many of you will be at Hope, either in person or virtually? Please feel free to drop that in the chat. And maybe we should have a little way to, recognize each other.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm a chatter.
We don't want to label people. Everybody is welcome. So we want everybody to.
Oh, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
But, okay, we also have a note from Rebel, who apparently is just completely hamstrung by the phone issue. Rebel suggests that the volunteer site is confusing.
Okay, well, I don't know what that means. But
I also don't know what that means. I'm just reading.
But it sounds like something you should be talking to different people about, because that's not what we're running right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to ask questions about it, but essentially it's a way to get involved. You're talking about the volunteer site specifically. You can sign up basically to show up and help in certain roles.
And people have been doing that. We have more volunteers who've signed up than ever before.
So it'll be presenting time slots and wanting you to kind of talk about when you're going to show up, where you might be, what you might be interested in. That's all it is.
And if you have questions, volunteer at hope.net. Just email and somebody will get back to you. It can't get any simpler than that. We only can do these conferences because of volunteers. We're all volunteers ourselves. Nobody gets paid to do any of this. And some of us even lose money doing this. So it's vitally important that we have people who are willing to share their expertise and passion about things to make a successful event. It's worked 15 times before this, and we're hoping it works again.
Yeah, and the volunteers page on the website has the email address volunteers@hope.net, and also the information that virtual volunteers will also be needed. So if you're attending virtually, you can still help out. Contact volunteers@hope.net, and you could be a virtual volunteer who does things like monitor the streams and the channels and help to ensure everything goes off as it needs to.
And I think I said volunteer at hope.net instead of volunteers, and but we're one step ahead because we've made an alias so that volunteer forwards to volunteers, so we're covered.
Very wise.
Fantastic. Hope is, in fact, going to be dope. Okay, here is the question that was just pushed to the chat, and we would like to thank our listener Undead-ish for sharing the question in the chat after having emailed it, because again, so much spam. Okay, planning for the eventual collapse of the AI bubble, getting ready to start local community / co-op small DCs when that AI equipment floods the market, ideas on whether it may happen or prepping for.
Well, that's actually a fascinating idea, because of course, when these bubbles pop and a bunch of equipment ends up going for cheap secondhand to fulfill corporate debts, that is something that, definitely check out your local hacker spaces and local communities to see if you can organize, I guess, groups who want to keep an eye on, obviously, if you're in Silicon Valley or someplace like that, or someplace else that has some of these big companies around that might, when all the fallout happens, have to raise some money real quick.
Group buy.
But, yeah.
You have a group buy, man. You just say like, okay, we want this. But that's a great idea. Yeah, surplus of the sorts of machinery for that sector is going to be fascinating. Sure.
And eventually, I'm excited for the flip your secondary market. I think it's oh my goodness, there's just going to be like AI TV, and just flip a bunch of it. Thank you, Undead-ish, for that question. We had a question about whether there will be recordings if you can't watch live on a virtual ticket, and the answer is absolutely.
You're in the channel where all the recordings wind up in the end. So yes, we will have those.
That is very true. Because the truth of the matter is that unless you are some kind of Cerberus, I think is the word I'm looking for, you cannot be at every talk that happens at Hope. There are so many things going on at the same time between 3 speaker tracks this year.
Yes. Well, actually 4, because we have the unscheduled track. And that's where you can sign up and give a talk yourself.
So we got 4 simultaneous speaker tracks, workshops. So many things are happening simultaneously that there's no physical way to do and see everything. Recordings are a huge part of Hope. They will be around. And if you, have, I don't know, 1,000 gazillion hours right now and would like to go spelunking on the on channel 2600, we have years of stuff.
Playlists for each conference.
Oh boy.
What?
Do you want to relate this question?
You don't have to read everything, I'm just saying. You don't have to repeat everything you see. If this is causing you, I don't know, I have no idea what you're looking at, but
I know this is the problem, because I see things and I just sort of say them sometimes.
That's the problem with chats in general. People get so sidetracked by that. Remember when the NBC Nightly News had the chat going at the same time, and John Chancellor was kept getting lost? So that was a bad week.
Yes, I'm merely following in the footsteps of John Chancellor.
Yeah, look it up. Look up in the archive. Go waste a lot of time trying to find that.
So we had a question specifically for the man next to me. Did you ever get access to your stolen Twitter account?
I did not, because my Twitter account was not stolen. It was deactivated, deleted, and then somebody else started up a fake one in its place, and then taunted me with the fact of it and demanded that I try and get access to it. And the fact of the matter is, I didn't care then, and I still don't.
All that did was reinforce your original belief that Twitter was a waste of time and a cesspool. And not only that, but a lot of other people suddenly saw the light when that happened to you. So if the mission was anything other than that, it was an abject failure.
Yeah.
I was on Twitter earlier today,
I'm so sorry. Is there anything we can do?
How was
Yeah, I know, because of the whole tornado cash thing and whatnot. But I was just amazed to see people still banging on about COVID vaccines. I was like, "What the? Are you kidding me? Like, how have we not gone past COVID vaccine nonsense yet?" It was like unbelievable to me that this was in my feed.
Okay, the way you said that, though, leaves one to wonder when you say COVID vaccine nonsense. Are you saying COVID vaccines are nonsense, or the whole crazy conversation currently going on about COVID vaccines is nonsense, or the conversation that was happening back in 2020 and 2021 about COVID vaccines, was that nonsense? Please define your terms, Alex.
Well, there's a lot of nonsense with respect to the COVID vaccines, but this was nonsense, I presume. I didn't really read the content of it very much about how bad for your health the vaccines were, or rather are. And, I mean,
if you're the COVID vaccine, yes, that's true. But if you're not the COVID vaccine, if you're a human being, then that's false.
I guess so, but I mean, I just feel like we've moved on as a society from discussing the COVID vaccines and on social media, and just to see this
Did I say the COVID? I meant the COVID virus. Did I say?
I think we got that too, but
yeah.
The vaccine is technically the virus. I didn't. So, you were right. Just you misspoke, I think.
Yeah, I do that a lot, but it's a lot of things have not advanced on Twitter. So
it was like being stuck in a time capsule from 2021 or something like that. It was really it was jarring.
All right. Well, you know what? We should give out the phone number. We have pay attention to the phone number because it could change at any moment. Tonight we are using 802-321. I don't have any more. What's so
4
2
2
yeah
5
4 plus 1.
Okay. 4225? Yeah, it spells hack. That's right. So 802-321-4225 is our phone number. You can call us, and operators should be standing by now. They just got in, and we'll be happy to speak to you for a few minutes, not for a long time, because there's other people that want to get through, and it's awfully hot where we are. See, that's how quickly it happens. We will take that phone call and welcome this person by saying, "Good evening. You're on Off the Hook Overtime."
Yes, Emmanuel. Can you hear me good?
I hear you, Rebel, and I wonder how you're able to dial so fast, because literally that was turned on the moment before I said the last digit, and you were right there. It's like you are every week.
We have,
right there.
Digital technology now. No more analog electronic switching. We have digital. We use a computer terminal.
Yeah, I'm not sure that had anything to do with it. I think it's just you being incredibly fast.
Let's see. So, do you need at Hope? You guys need a walkie-talkie, like a CB radio, like portable. I mean, if you need like one of those for like maybe the security people or like people at the info desk.
No, we're Rebel. Thank you, but we're covered. But such equipment would certainly be of interest to other people there. I know we have a lot of ham radio people that are showing up. There's all kinds of radio talks. So if you want to show something off, by all means, bring it. Definitely, people will take an interest.
Okay. Now I am trying to get the Hope, the volunteer thing, but this Angel thing and this API thing, it's just, I don't understand it.
Well, I can't help you with that because that's not the part that I am involved in, but anybody at volunteers at hope.net will be able to answer you if you have any specific questions or problems.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Well, I want to congratulate Kyle for his hard work. He's going to college and helping out with 2600 and Hope, and it's just
What in the world are you talking? What do you mean going to college and helping? Please explain.
Kyle's a student. I don't know about full-time or part-time, but a student and, helping out with the magazine and being out with Hope. And
This Kyle, our Kyle, is
Yeah, you're Kyle, the Kyle that likes to talk.
a Kyle that likes to talk. First of all, he has said the least of anyone tonight, and second of all, I'm not sure what you mean by he's in college. He's not in college right now. I mean, we're all going to be out of college.
No, I mean,
Yeah,
during
St.
the
John's.
years
Yeah.
in college.
Well, I mean, in the past, yes, but you might as well congratulate me too, because I went to college,
Well, yeah, but you're not in college now.
and neither is he.
Maybe I am.
Oh, I don't know. Okay, maybe you two know something I don't know. Rebel, if there's a punchline to this, please get to it, because lives are ticking away here.
Let's see, what else? Okay, so of course I'll be at Hope, and I want to know how computer networks work. So that's why I'm going to try and volunteer for the computer network department, I guess.
I'm sure they will be able to explain to you how computers networks work. Look, one thing that we take pride in at Hope is people are always willing to explain things and share their knowledge. It's never a question of, I know this and you don't, I'm better than you. That's not the kind of thing we welcome at all. And we encourage people to avoid that because, everyone is special in their own way. Everyone knows something that somebody else doesn't know. And Hope is a weekend where we celebrate that and share that info. So that's how you have fun.
Right, exactly. Just like in the 90s, people used to say that they're elite and, you're not. And but, there's but yeah, there's developers there. There's cybersecurity people there. There's, just all sorts of professional people. I've seen people get jobs at Hope. I mean, I've overheard people, telling somebody else to give them their resume, and it's
people have met their future spouses at Hope. People have started careers at Hope. People have basically embarked on a life of fun and adventure at Hope. It's because of who you meet. It's because of the conversations you have. And, we can't predict what's going to happen because it's so unpredictable, but it's almost always fun and positive. And just, a nice interlude from all the crap we have to deal with during the rest of the year.
I hope there's going to be a computer channel. Maybe somebody should bring a mainframe or a mini computer.
Okay, so the call is out to bring a mainframe to Hope. We couldn't do that in the hotel,
maybe
but
not a mainframe, but a mini computer.
we couldn't do that at the hotel, but we can do that at a college campus. That's the beauty of a college campus, is that there's lots of space and lots of smart people and lots of support and technology that actually works, just in that default state. Rob, what do you have?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of what you were saying, Rebel, about the people who were like in the 90s, we're all elite and we have the knowledge and we're not going to share it with you. Having been hanging around in the hacker community, in the hacker world, and going to meetings and going to conferences since the 90s, I can say with complete honesty that the people who were all uptight about that and elite and concerned about not sharing knowledge and everything, none of them really stuck around. Whereas the people who were genuinely curious, but also open and sharing and ready to get out there and contribute as well as learn, those are the people who stuck around. Those are the people who made differences. Those are the people who made careers and friendships and everything else that can be life-changing about the hacker world in general, and Hope and 2600 meetings and stuff in particular.
I think a part of that, the people you talk about who don't stick around, they say it's lame, they've grown out of it. Okay, people do change, people do grow. You move on to other things. But what a lot of people who continue to attend conferences like Hope have with them is the realization that new generations are still learning, and that you are in an enviable position where you have knowledge that you can share with them, and help steer them onto the right paths. So you might say that, oh, I already know this stuff. Well, okay, that's great. That means you can teach, you can share with other people, you can keep them from making mistakes or going down a bad road, and you can impress upon everyone else your skills, your uniqueness, your version of things. And that is the magic, when you're able to learn something and then, having learned something, teach somebody else who then learns something, and the process continues. So the magic never really disappears. Yeah, you can say, and we get this in the magazine all the time. People are like, I already know about this because, I learned about this 10 years ago. Okay, but, somebody who wasn't born 10 years ago didn't know anything about it. So now they're reading about it, but there's more information. There's more perspective. You can add things to that. And there are other people just condemn everything that is not just suited for them. That's unfortunate. But I think more people now realize the importance of passing it on to more and more people and getting it right. Not wasting a lot of time with making stupid mistakes and getting involved in crime and stuff like that, that the 90s were pretty much filled with. We had a lot of fun in the 90s, but, a lot of mistakes too, a lot of growing. And, I look at the program, I look at what we just put out today, and I'm so impressed with how much we have grown as a community. The diversity, the subject matter that people are tackling, the experience they have. Look at the bios. We have pages and pages of people's bios, and you just see what accomplished individuals they are. It's just a moment to be proud of who we all are. So I hope those of you who come to Hope, or those of you who participate remotely, you get that you see that, and that it means something to you.
Yeah, there is so much to talk about, and the sincerity and multitude of skill in this is just just so wild to me. I can't even absorb it all.
Rebel, are you still there?
Yeah, we're still.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of what else. Yeah, so it's gonna be great. 2 weeks. I can't wait. It's always fun. A fun weekend. Even though if you don't go to all the the talks, there's a few that I may be interested in, but it's just just dealing with hundreds of other people, and that share same interests, and
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
And you live in Queens too, so it's pretty close to where you are. So that's very convenient.
Right. Basically, you ride a bicycle there. I mean,
and you should ride a bicycle there.
Right, because the if you're going to stay late, past 11 o'clock, the buses don't run that late. So,
actually, the buses run all night. They just don't run as much in the middle of the night as they do in the middle of the day.
No, actually, last year I found that the particular bus that goes to where I need to go stops at like 10 o'clock at night, and
well, there's always another bus. That's one thing I learned because I studied the transit, and it might not be the same bus. You might have to take a bus to a different bus if it's 2 a.m. But unlike other cities, you can get places any hour. So that's something not to fear.
And you can have food vendors too, right? You're going to have the same food vendors and.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have food vendors, but there's also food around campus on Union Turnpike. There's all these awesome places right there across the street from St. John's, but 10-minute Uber ride or taxi ride away from campus. You're in the biggest Chinatown, I think, in North America. That's what people say. It's the biggest one in North America. It certainly seems more lively than the one in Manhattan. Definitely more lively than the one in Vancouver or San Francisco. We went out at 2 a.m. on Sunday night, and there were places open, and it was just so awesome. And that's the kind of magic I hope people are able to experience. Now, there's other magic too. There's Manhattan, and it's not as close because obviously we're not in Manhattan. But save that for the day after or something, so you don't have to go back and forth too much and feel frantic. There's so many things. New York City is so incredibly huge, and Queens is the future. I am convinced Queens is the future because it's just growing constantly, and it's so diverse and so different and interesting.
I mean, we like it.
And Rebel grew up there.
Yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nobody's perfect.
No, I'm saying, if you can produce somebody like Rebel, you must be a borough with something unique. Definitely.
Yes.
Let's see, what else?
This is your last what else, by the way. And it expires pretty soon.
Skate parks? I didn't know that.
What about skateboard? What?
Wait, I'm reading the chat. It says Queens has the best
Okay,
skate parks.
please don't read the chat while you're on the phone because, as we mentioned, people get distracted.
I can't verify that, but
10 seconds.
they might have.
Okay. let me mention that when you, hacker, what is that thing called? The Hackers Got Talent.
Yes.
That's what I like too.
Yeah, 10 o'clock on Saturday night with Jason Scott. Once again, that's going to be awesome. That's worth the
Yeah.
price of admission alone.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Rebel, it's been great talking to you. As always, we will see you at Hope, and we'll probably talk to you next week. No, we won't, because
Yeah,
there's no
next week.
overtime next week. We're going to be busy driving trucks and doing all kinds of crazy things on the Wednesday before Hope, as we usually do. So we won't have time. We'll barely have time for the radio. In fact, I don't think I'm even going to be on the radio. I think I'll be too busy to be on the radio. It's going to be you guys. You guys have to steer the ship. Can you do that?
We'll steer the ship next week, but yeah, all of you out there on overtime, this is your last chance before Hope to get in touch with us. If you give us a call once we finish with this one at 802-321-4225. That's 802-321-HACK.
And Rebel is disconnected now. Next time we communicate with Rebel, it'll be in person. So think of the excitement of that. And we are now open, 802-321-4225, for another phone call. So we'll anxiously wait for that. We don't have to wait very long. Shall we take this phone call? Good evening. You're on Off the Hook Overtime. Speak up, please. Is anybody there? I think I hear somebody. Yes, they sound like a busy signal, but they're not. Okay, 802-321-4225. Let's hope it's not a busy signal again. Good evening. You're on Off the Hook Overtime. Go ahead.
Hi.
Hey, what's up?
Did I hear you say that some people are sponsoring tickets for people who can't afford it?
Yes, people are doing that. It's called the scholarship program. For people, it's mostly for students, but it's really for anybody who can't afford the admission. They send us a letter saying who they are, what they, what they want to do at Hope, and we see if we can match that with somebody else who donates a ticket. And so far, it's been really encouraging, the number of people who have donated tickets. Now, tomorrow's the deadline. After that, we really have to start making sure all the tickets are accounted for. And we can't accept everybody, but we will try our best.
Uh-huh. Somebody there of you guys told me a website to go to look for what would be the best long-distance company, but I don't remember what that website was. Could they give me the name again, please?
Do you remember who the person was who told you this?
No.
There's only 5 of us.
I think it was Rob.
I don't think it was Rob. I don't remember.
I think it was Gila.
I think it was Alex.
No, it wasn't me. I don't remember that at all.
You're very quickly spitting out names, so I think you're trying to avoid attention, so I think it's you.
It's like a game of werewolf or something.
I don't even know what that is.
The thing about an issue like that is that best long distance company has so many different factors and so many different sort of concerns at play that I don't think anyone can just out and out tell you what the best one would be. And I don't know if there's a website that could do that either. I think that's like some research that you have to do.
I'm allergic to that kind of research. I was told there was this website that had done that. I'd like to let people know anyway that there's going to be a town hall on Saturday the 23rd of August. People can find out more about it by going to Pacifica Fight Back. And one of the speakers is going to be Alex Steinberg, who will tell about his Star Chamber trial that's coming up. The Pacifica National Board has decided they want to try him for saying things that are true and throw him out. So I hope people will pay attention.
Okay. And where is this? How do people get more information?
Go to Pacifica Fight Back website, and you'll get more information. You sign up to be able to go to the town hall on the 23rd.
Can you tell us what the Pacifica Fight Back website is, the address?
I think you enter Pacifica Fight Back.
Wait, we don't have the URL? That's kind of important. I mean, we can type that into Google, I guess, but it might not give you the result you want.
I don't know how else to refer to it.
Well, you have to type something in to go to a website, right?
Pacifica Fight Back.
.net, .org, .com, this is how the internet speaks.
Oh dear.
You know what? We'll try and track it down. I'm sure one of the three people dozing out there in Signal Land can no, I'm kidding. Can track that down and figure out what the website is, and hopefully
It's .org.
what. Okay, can you give the whole thing?
PacificaFightback.org.
There you go. See, now you know. Thank you,
Thank you
for that
very
information.
much.
Sure, that's one of the public services we perform, and PacificaFightback.org for all the details on the latest battle that we're in the midst of. And there are so many battles and so many new battles coming. It's who needs Game of Thrones? You have so much here. All right, 802-321-4225 is our telephone number. We look forward to seeing who else is out there.
Absolutely. And just info for those scholarships. Tomorrow is the deadline. You can go to hope.net/scholarship.html or just go to hope.net and click scholarship for the info on those.
And when we say tomorrow's the deadline, we could mean 12:01 a.m. or 11:59 p.m. I'm not in charge of that. It's basically a bunch of people going through a lot of mail, and they might get completely fed up because I think they wanted the deadline to be today. But I realized we didn't really tell anybody that. So maybe we'll just stretch as much as we can. Just basically go to the website, go to hope.net and look up the scholarship and you'll get all the details you need. Just hurry up and write something, a couple of paragraphs. Yes, Alex.
But quick point of clarification before we take this caller. But is tomorrow the deadline to apply for the scholarship or to sponsor the scholarship or both?
It's really both because, the conference is coming up next week and we got to, get our asses in gear as far as all this goes. People have to make plans if they're going to go to the conference. So, yeah, let's try to get it all wrapped up tomorrow. That would be nice. The tickets are going to stay available for a little while longer. If you want to buy a ticket for yourself, whether it's digital or virtual or in person. And we do want to encourage people to do that because that's how we're able to survive is by selling tickets and paying for the venue and all that. That's hugely important. We want to continue doing this. And the response we've seen so far, I mean, look at our well, you can't look at our program, but you'll see it when you come to the conference. It's so filled with people who are enthused about sharing their knowledge and just being a part of a great gathering with so many others. Do we have another phone call, Kyle?
Yes.
All right, so we're going to take this phone call and say good evening. You are on Off the Hook Overtime. Good evening.
Hello, this is Lou Raichu from Washington, D.C., our nation's capital. I have this Western Electric 2500 in a briefcase running off a 12-volt battery. I just had to move it out of the bunker out into the yard because the Wi-Fi doesn't reach down into the bunker. But, I did that before I was announced.
How much time do you have before you have to get back into the bunker?
Soon.
All right.
So many terrible things happening with our country, of course.
Yes, we all know that.
He should really, just search the term for what he's trying to look for on Wikipedia before coming here. I mean, computer networking, he wants to know about computer networks. Fine, look up computer networks on Wikipedia, Ethernet, everything's Ethernet, right?
Wikipedia? 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 What? Are there different ways to pronounce this?
He's talking about the online.
Which one is it?
The online encyclopedia.
Wikipedia.
.org. Yeah.
Yeah, he said Wikipedia.
Yeah. Okay. I think it was a little different pronunciation.
I mean, that's fine. I don't mind. I was always embracing sysop over sysop, and Linux over Linux. I just want to know when different words have different pronunciations. So that's fine. But one thing,
Why not Wikipedia?
One thing I do want to ask, if you want to be completely certain about, after talking to Rebel for the amount of time we talked to, do we want to spend this time talking about Rebel?
That's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll skip over Rebel to the next caller. I forgot lady.
Uh-huh.
The best long-distance carrier for everybody. Well, the best solution for somebody, especially a complicated solution like that, it's different for everybody. What the best is for you might be the worst for somebody else. Just wanted to put that out there, of course.
I just can't believe we're still using the term long distance. What is long distance? How do you even define that anymore?
Who cares?
Well, I mean,
calling on a VoIP phone.
when I was a kid, Nassau County to Queens, that was long distance, let alone, New York to California or New York to London. But now, is there even long distance? You can basically connect anywhere for nothing. So I don't even know why people still pay for long distance companies when you can just, use your phone and FaceTime or whatever other app people use these days. It's it boggles the mind.
Well, on to the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, which I think this might have been brought up last week a bit, but of course they're going away. And you know what it's supposedly supposed to be replaced with? That insidious group that you might have heard of called PragerU. Has anybody here heard of PragerU before?
I don't think I have. How do you spell that?
I don't know, because I first heard about it on NPR. I would assume. Oh yeah, I think in the show they actually spelled it out. I'm not sure, but I would assume, and hopefully I don't make a huge fool of myself, it's spelled PREAGER followed by a single U. And I know for sure, no, they're definitely not a university.
I would have put the A before the E, but other than that, I agree. Okay, well, it's not hard to realize that CPB is shutting down, because when you realize what CPB is, Corporation for Public Broadcasting, they distribute the funds. So if there are no funds, they don't have anything to do. So, all right, they're shutting down. The PBS stations still exist. The NPR stations still exist, except there are some in the more distant lands that depend on CPB funds more than the big ones that we probably listen to in Washington, D.C. and New York City. So those stations might be in danger, and we should pay attention to that and see, what, if anything, we can do to prevent that from happening, because they're just going to turn into another religious outlet if they're not saved. And hopefully, something like CPB can be brought back in the future when sanity comes back.
Well, I'd say in my broadcast market, yes, that's the word I was working for, market, I think the air is usually dominated on FM by iHeart music stations. There's a few Christian stations, of course, Christian religious stations, and nothing to speak of the other religions, of course. Well, at least we have WPFW here.
The Pacifica station, yes, they play a lot of jazz, but they also play Pacifica programming. But one good countering to all the people that are pushing religious radio onto us with the mistaken belief that it's not a commercial product. Basically say, yeah, you know what, I agree with you, and I'm going to start a radio station for the Muslim religion. That shuts them up so fast you would not believe it, and they will certainly turn their position and be against religious radio from that point. I wish that weren't true, but it is.
Oh, I'd like to see someone try.
Try what? To open a Muslim station, or to try and stop one?
Opening a Muslim
Well,
station.
yeah. I mean, I've never heard one, but it would be, if you're going to have religious radio, at least make it interesting and have some diversity.
Well, if religion is the opioid of society, at least have it in different flavors.
There probably are some markets in this country that have radio that supports
like New York City.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
You can find them probably even low power or whatnot.
I know the New York City pirate scene. It's awesome.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I grew up in the Bronx, but I was too young to realize everything that was out there. But I mean, I've heard about it. I mean, Jewish stations, of course, on the topic of religion, all kinds of different ethnic minorities and their music.
There was a Hasidic pirate station in Brooklyn that was on the air for a long time, and it was, they had the obligatory distorted microphone, but it was so much fun to listen to. And when they played music, it was really great too. But yeah, pirate radio can be so entertaining. It doesn't have to interfere with existing stations at all.
Right, you just got to understand what you're doing. Of course, at least study for the amateur radio operator's license. You can just study for it. You don't have the books are out there. You can just study for it. You don't need the license.
Mm-hmm.
I've considered doing a pirate station, but at the end of the day, I'm not. I mean, it's all right. I start a pirate station, and then I decide to get my ham license, but what if there's a chance that the FCC comes by and says, well, we have to take away your ham license. It's different if you were just doing operating the station and not having a ham license. Well, the only thing you have to lose is your antennas, your equipment, which can be made inexpensively at home. You can always replace that. But once the feds take your ham license, can you get it back?
Well, you can. I mean, depending on the appeals process and all that. But I wouldn't write too much into the future. If you want to engage in mischief, engage in mischief. And if you feel that they're clamping down, then you stop. But don't censor yourself from doing something you want to do because you're afraid of what might happen. When in actuality, if you look at the current state of the FCC, I doubt they have the coordination to track down anything right now. So if they were onto you, I think you'd have plenty of warning, and you just quietly stop, and it would never be attached. That's my advice, and don't take it for anything other than my advice. But I just seen too many people not experiment and have fun because they're afraid of what might happen, when in actuality that is probably a very low chance of happening. There was a pirate radio station out in Suffolk County in Long Island that broadcast for years. They broadcast commercial radio 24 hours a day in the commercial band, meaning above 92, where supposedly there wasn't any space. They found space. They didn't interfere with other stations. Nobody complained. Everybody knew about them. They were on the air for years. I think the guy just moved. I think that's the only reason why they went off the air. So unless you're causing problems, it's very likely you won't even ever make it onto the radar. Now, again, there are people who would be horrified to hear me say that and say, of course you have to obey the rules. Well, you know what? No one else seems to be obeying the rules anymore. So at this point, I opt for free expression and having fun and having some interesting experiences.
Well, I'm sure the FCC has bigger fish to fry than those little people. They got politics now. Ha ha.
They sure do. They sure do. And this Brendan Carr, boy, keep an eye on him. This is bad news on many levels.
Well, of course, the hum is still here on the phone line, and you are a bit low, so it's a bit hard for me to hear. But
you're the first person to mention it, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, I'll try to mention it every time I call in if I remember correctly.
Almost made it through the night.
About hums, I got the Library of Congress talking book machine, because that's what it's called, plugged in. It does work still, no repairs, but you know what? It has a hum.
What do you know about that? Wow, some of the greatest things have hums.
Hopefully it isn't contagious. That would be a real bummer.
All right, we're going to try and squeeze in one more call before we call it a night. Thanks for calling, and good to hear from you.
All right, Prager you.
All right, yes, well, I'm going to look into that. 802-321-4225. We have time for one more phone call. If you could give it a minute or two to come in. No repeats, please. New callers, as in you haven't called this week. 802-321-4225.
Yeah.
What's up?
Sorry, you were.
As you can see, when I stop talking, confusion reigns. So please help us. 802-321-4225.
The confusion happened because we were looking at a breaking news story that all United flights headed for Chicago have been grounded. It apparently a technical issue. There's no details out yet.
The FAA has put a ground stop on all United flights to Chicago right now, so this is cascading around the country.
How does that work when you're in the air? Or they just say land now wherever you are?
No, I think if you're in the air, there's only so much they can do. But I mean, I am a little nervous because apparently the transportation secretary recently announced he wants to build a nuclear reactor on the moon. Apparently, that's
where the priorities are.
Well, will he be moving there too? Because maybe there's some good in this.
That would be nice.
How would that work exactly? A nuclear reactor? I mean, I'm not discounting it. I mean, maybe that's the safest place for one.
I mean, Duncan Jones made a movie about this some time ago, I think. But
Meltdown on the Moon. Meltdown on the Moon. That's a good name for it.
I really and truly thought you were going to say something about Dunkin' Donuts. Could have been exciting for a moment. Do we have a call?
We had a call. They hung up. So 802-321-4225. One more minute, and then we're giving up.
Well, we do have a question from our friend Tim in Connecticut who asks, will there be an OTH desk at Hope 16? And we don't really have a desk now, but...
An OTH desk? What would that be? We'd all be sitting at the desk, not doing a show?
The answer is no. There will be...
Well, I mean, thanks for deciding for us. It could have been fun. I don't know. I don't even know what an off-the-hook desk is.
Will we have a chair to go with the desk? Or?
I think it's the Emerald Pub.
Oh, yes, the Emerald Pub. I mean, we got to go to the Emerald Pub.
There we go.
And for those who don't know, the campus is dry, and we have no problem with that whatsoever because that means, no drunk attendees like we had at the hotel. But we do have a friendly neighborhood dive bar down the block. The Emerald Pub is next to the two hotels. And we have hung out there for hours in the past, and we intend to do so again. In fact, I believe the Frack people, when they release their new issue, will be having a special party down there as well. So all kinds of fun is planned for the weekend of August 15th through 17th, Hope 16. And we have a phone call. Good evening. You're on Off the Hook Overtime. Go ahead. Speak up. Go ahead.
Hi, is that me?
Yes, it's you.
Okay, yes. I know. I had a kind of a general question
Sure.
on the event happening next week.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
This is going to be. I want to attend the event next week. This will be like my first time attending, but I haven't bought the ticket yet. Now, do you pay per a session per speaker, or is it just one rate to get in and you can?
It's one rate for the whole weekend. One rate for the weekend.
Oh, so it's just one rate for the whole weekend.
Yes.
Is that how it goes?
Yeah, and you get all 3 days, you get access to everything.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, I will definitely be going there next week. This will be my first time. And,
Awesome.
I hope to enjoy it.
Well, make sure you say hi, because we always like to meet new people who are there for the first time and get their opinions and help show them around, things like that.
Oh, okay, I will do that. My name is Ray. I'll definitely do that then.
Okay, look forward to it.
All right, thank you.
Thanks for your call. Take care. New people, they're so essential to everything moving forward. So if you're a new person, just know you're very special to us, because if we didn't have new people, we wouldn't have a future, and that's why we're trying to make it easy for students, people who have never been to something like this before and who might not have the funds to get there. It's something that we didn't really think would work, and it's worked great because a lot of people in the community are very generous and have the means to be able to send somebody that they've never met before to an amazing conference that will likely change their lives. So thank you to everybody who has participated in that. You can write to us, oth@2600.com, with more questions or thoughts. I'm sorry to that person calling in, but we did say one phone call, and this is going to go on all night. What are you mouthing, Kyle?
It's from out of the country.
It's from out of the country? Well, they hung up. Is it still from out of the country?
Yeah.
All right, we'll pick up from out of the country, but only because you're out of the country. This is the last one, though. Good evening. You're on Off the Hook Overtime. This is the last call.
Very generous and have the means to be able
I can hear myself. Who's there?
that they've never met before to an amazing
can hardly hear you. Hold
That's
on.
you. Are
Yeah.
you out of the country?
No, it's not me. It's somebody calling in, holding the phone to the
You can
speaker.
write to us, OTH at 2600.
You know, anybody could do this.
He can't hear us.
Well, it should
I
be
think
able to.
it's. I thought I heard. I thought I heard
Is anybody
It's
there?
Zap.
Well, how do you know who it is? They haven't said who they are yet.
that. I heard him.
Who is this?
It's that.
God
It's
damn
very
it.
hard-
Okay, you
hard to
did
hear
know.
you.
All right. Well, I'm sorry it's hard to hear us, but nobody else had trouble hearing us. But we want to hear you. That's what this is for. So what's on your mind?
I'm wondering if you've heard about this new UK law, the Child Online Safety Law.
I have heard about that. I don't know much about it, but I have heard it's kind of controversial.
Yes, it's to protect children from viewing pornography.
Yes, because they've never done that before.
Yeah, and unfortunately, kids are getting around the security by using game faces or something from characters from games to get around
Yes,
the
we
the
did
test.
we did talk about that. I think a couple of weeks ago that people are using game character faces. I can't believe they didn't prepare for that, but it's actually working. And whoever thought kids could be that smart?
Yeah.
Wow. So you must be outraged as an adult.
It's annoying. I got blocked on Blue Sky trying to view my DMs.
You got blocked on Blue Sky?
Yeah, I had to show my ugly face just to go and read my DMs. There's nothing pornographic in there.
Why are they making you show your face to read DMs on Blue Sky?
Oh, just to make sure that I look older than, 18.
Okay, well, that's kind of disturbing. I mean, I never had to do that with Twitter, so I don't know why Blue Sky is implementing something like that.
Well, my other choice was actually to give them a credit card number, and I really didn't want to do that.
No. Well, they just said, our credit card number doesn't have to be yours.
I'm sorry, Emmanuel. I'm having really a lot of problems hearing you.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the problem is. I'm talking as loud as I feel comfortable talking, but I just wanted to know
That's
if
getting better.
you can give them any credit card number or it has to be yours.
Well, that I haven't tried. I haven't tried a credit card generator. Not that I go to many porn sites, just so we got that on the record.
Right. But Blue Sky is not a porn network, so I don't know why they need all this verification. I'm going to look into that because I didn't know about that. And, the latest thing that I find annoying is Blue Sky is getting all high and mighty about verification, just like Twitter did, except I think it's worse because they say, we're not even going to talk to you unless we accept your verification request. So if you hear nothing, that means you've been rejected. And, that's not very nice to say it like that. I mean, at least leave the door open.
Yeah.
So anyway, how else are things over in merry old England?
Apart from that, everything's okay, more or less. All the meetings in England are going very well. In fact, the last meeting in Manchester, they had small children and a dog turn up. And
Wow.
we had a dog turn up 2 months ago.
Wait, you had I thought you said a doctor. Yeah, a dog turned up?
Yeah, we're starting to have dogs turning up at meetings. It's great.
Are dogs coming on their own or are they being brought by people?
Unfortunately, they're being brought by the owners.
Okay, all right. That makes more sense.
Just to make that clear, I mean, if dogs turn up on the, who knows when you're on the internet, it could be a dog, so if they stop turning up,
That's
wanting
true.
to find out the latest exploits.
Absolutely true, yes. Well, it's great to hear the meetings are flourishing over there. If you could look through our listing, tell us if we're missing any, because sometimes we don't always catch up on the latest British or Irish or Scottish or Welsh meeting that's happening. So, and you seem to know everything that's going on over there.
As far as I know, the meeting page on the website is up to date.
Okay. Well, then we need more meetings. we need more cities to have meetings.
Sort out the Wales one.
Uh-huh.
I was talking to a young girl who said at Christmas last year that she would set up the Welsh one, and I've just got back in touch with her, and hopefully they'll be sorting something out.
Awesome. So good to hear.
Okay, listen, I'm going to clear down the line because I can't hear you, Emmanuel, and I can't hear anyone else.
Yeah, I'm sorry for
I'm just getting frustrated.
the state of telecommunications. He said, well, Alex is going to try to say something to you, and no doubt this will end in frustration, but let's give it a shot, all right?
Let's test. Zap, can you hear me? How am I compared to Emmanuel? Better than you hear Emmanuel?
No, about the same.
Okay, I see.
He really wanted you to say yes.
Yeah, I know. Okay, what about now? Is this any better?
For God's sake, Alex.
Slightly better.
Yeah, he's basically swallowing the microphone.
Yeah,
the volume on both of you guys is about the same, so it's not very good. I'll have to re-listen to the stream to find out what you guys were saying.
Yeah, we do that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, one good thing is I can't hear a hum.
Oh, see, that's something. He doesn't hear a hum. So some people hear hums, and some people don't hear us very well.
I think the hum is gone.
Wait, Alex, did you actually have something to say? Did you just want to be told you sounded better than me?
That was exactly it. Yeah.
This is what I have to deal with. Okay.
Very competitive over here.
Zap, it's so good to hear a voice of sanity every now and then.
Yeah, well, I only phone in when I've got something to share, something important. I'm not like Rebel phoning up every week.
All right, I'll leave that one be, but thank you.
Just on a side note, Alex, when you're back in London, can you get in touch?
I absolutely will, Zap. Yeah, I was just thinking that too, and I should be over there in September, so I will.
Okay.
I'll reach out.
I might have some legal problems, and I need some advice.
Okay. Well, you can always reach out to me.
Okay.
You got it. But I'll see you. I'm happy to speak with you then, of course.
All right. Thanks. I appreciate that.
You got it.
All right, Zap, you take care. We'll talk to you again soon.
Yeah, and good luck with Hope.
Thank you.
I don't know if I'll be getting a virtual ticket. Money's a bit tight, but I'll see what I can do.
Okay, if anybody out there wants to donate a virtual ticket to Zap, please email us, and we'll make sure that happens. Because he's one of the people.
That's very kind of them, but I'd rather they went to somebody that's never been to a Hope. I've been to real ones, and I've been to a virtual one. Let it go to someone that hasn't had it before.
All right. Well, if anyone is insistent on that, email us. But otherwise, yes, please give it to anyone who is asking or deserves one. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Zap. Take care.
All right. Take care. Speak to you soon.
Take care.
Bye.
Good night. And that's going to do it for us. No more phone calls. Yes, Gila, I hope you're not saying take another phone call.
No, I'm not saying take
Thank
another
you.
phone call. And this actually has nothing to do with the chat, but I did discover something amazing. Do you know what today is?
It's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
August 6th. It's the
August
anniversary of Hiroshima. You can't be that happy about that.
I'm not that happy about that.
80th anniversary. It's something to think about.
Another thing that August 6th is the birthday of the departed Kevin Mitnick.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
And because August 6th was Kevin Mitnick's birthday, as of last year, August 6th is National Social Engineering Day.
Oh, wow. Wait, who got to decree that?
An organization called Know Before set it up last year. So this is the second annual National Social Engineering Day.
Uh-huh.
I apologize for not bringing that up before we were, less than 3 hours left in the day. But make a note for yourself in your calendar. Next August 6th, social engineer the shit out of everyone.
First of all, Kevin was on the West Coast, so add another 3 hours. So it's actually 6 hours to go. Second of all, let me tell you a weird story. Yesterday, I wore a T-shirt that happened to be for a particular cafe. The only reason I did it was because it came up in rotation. I have like 100 T-shirts. And it just came up, and that was the day I went to that cafe, and the owner of the cafe was there, and he saw my shirt. It's like, oh my God, you're wearing the shirt for the cafe. It's like, I didn't plan this, it just happened. These are numbers. Today, the shirt for Kevin, Free Kevin, the yellow shirt that says Free Kevin on the back, came up in rotation. I almost put it on, but decided, you know what, I'm not going to put it on, I'm going to save it for Hope, and wear it one day during the Hope conference. But it's just amazing that it came up today, and I did not know that today was his birthday.
Yeah.
Wow.
Remarkable.
I miss him. I miss him a lot.
Yeah.
All right, folks. OTH@2600.com is our email address. And no overtime next week. 2 weeks. We'll be checking our sanity, I guess. See how we did. See if we, still want to keep doing this in the future. And hope to see many of you there. and you can continue listening to the radio show. You guys will be on next week. I will not be. Kyle will not be. We'll be driving heavy vehicles and coordinating and all that kind of thing. But hope to see a bunch of you at St. John's.
Absolutely. We will see you there. And also, any of you listening, if you see us at Hope, say hi. I think I speak for everyone here. We actually dig when people do that. We're there to hang out with people. We're there to meet people. We're there to chat with people. And that includes you.
All right. Good night, everyone.